Today, we dare to uncover the haunting truths lurking behind the revered image of George Washington. We're delving into 10 spine-tingling facts that peel back the layers of Washington's life as an enslaver, revealing a side of this founding father that will send shivers down your spine. Prepare to have your perceptions challenged and your understanding of history forever altered as we venture into the dark complexities and contradictions of a legacy etched in whispers and echoes of the past. 1. Inheritance of enslaved people. George Washington's journey as an enslaver began at the age of 11, when he inherited 10 enslaved people from his father, Augustine. This early exposure to slavery was not just a personal circumstance, but a reflection of the times. Washington's subsequent acquisitions of enslaved people, including a carpenter named Kit, marked the beginning of a lifelong involvement with slavery. 2. Mount Vernon's enslaved population. By the time of Washington's death in 1799, Mount Vernon was home to 317 enslaved individuals. This number is significant, as it represents a substantial part of the estate's workforce. The composition of this population, partly owned by Washington and partly by the Custis estate, underscores the complexities of slavery in the context of inheritance and marriage. 3. Marriage and increase in enslaved population. Washington's marriage to Martha Custis brought a significant increase in the number of enslaved people under his control. This increase mirrored the broader trends in Virginia, where slavery was becoming increasingly entrenched in the social and economic fabric. 4. The reality of punishments. The enslaved at Mount Vernon lived under the constant threat of physical and psychological violence. Washington's approach to managing his enslaved workforce evolved over time, moving from a belief in harsh punishment to a more tempered approach, though he never fully abandoned the use of force. 5. Religious practices among the enslaved. The enslaved community at Mount Vernon practiced a blend of African and European religious traditions. This diversity of religious expression is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the enslaved people, who maintained elements of their cultural heritage despite the oppressive environment. 6. Attempts to regain freedom. The history of Mount Vernon is marked by the courage and determination of enslaved individuals who attempted to escape. These acts of resistance highlight the human desire for freedom and autonomy, challenging the narrative of passive acceptance of slavery. 7. Subtle acts of resistance. Beyond escape attempts, the enslaved people at Mount Vernon engaged in everyday acts of resistance. These included working slowly, producing subpar work, and committing acts of theft and sabotage. Such acts were a form of silent protest against the system of slavery and a way to assert some control over their lives. 8. Phillis Wheatley's Ode to Washington. The interaction between George Washington and Phillis Wheatley, an enslaved poet, is a remarkable episode. Wheatley's Ode to Washington and his respectful response offer a glimpse into the potential for recognition and respect across the divide of enslaver and enslaved. 9. Private lives of the enslaved. Despite the constraints of slavery, the enslaved individuals at Mount Vernon sought to carve out a space for personal life. They engaged in social activities, tended to personal chores, and participated in games and sports. 10. Washington's will and emancipation. Washington made a significant decision to emancipate the enslaved people he owned after Martha Washington's death. This decision, coming at the end of his life, reflects his evolving views on slavery and represents a departure from the practices of his time. Remember that George Washington's story with slavery shows us how complicated and tough things were back then. It's a mix of what people thought was normal at the time and the hard choices they had to make. Washington's change from owning slaves to wanting to free them in his will shows us how people can change their minds about big issues. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and share this video with others to keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching,